Ned Fulmer really is an interesting case study, and I find it hard to even be mad about it at this point. It's like exposure therapy. You know when you're scared of spiders, so they stick you in a room full of harmless spiders for like 8 hours, and eventually you kind of just get bored of being scared, like your body literally cannot produce enough adrenaline to scare you anymore. Well, Ned Fulmer has been on this whole humiliation ritual for so long at this point, like a pebble that just refuses to leave your shoe, that I genuinely cannot even muster up enough effort to be angry at him anymore, if that makes sense. I'm kind of at this point now where I just sort of gaze at him in this almost wondrous ignorance and confusion. But before we go more in depth into what he's been up to recently, be sure to subscribe to the channel and then I'll do an ear reveal. Don't think you've ever actually seen my ears on this channel. Oh, bet you're curious now. Are they big, small, girthy, pierced? Do I even have ears? Who knows? But there's only one way to find out, so subscribe to the channel, baby. Okay, so I guess the first thing we should cover is his one of many transitions that he's undertaken throughout his, I guess, post-mortem internet career, which is his attempt at becoming a Facebook influencer. Because maybe the mums on Facebook won't know about his crimes, perhaps. I jest, but that probably is right. That honestly, it's not a stupid business venture. It's probably one of the best things that he could sort of look into. See, look at this. It's like a really eventful, promising, illustrious, and just beautiful marketing, building a more curious world. You've got a signature green there as well. Green, it's a beautiful color that, you know, it's nature, things growing, plants and trees, and just beautiful. You need them to live. Like, he is Ned Fulmer is oxygen. Without him, we die, but too much of him, we also die. We need the perfect amount of him in our lives. And that's why I'm here, baby. As you can see, he's got a whopping 325,000 followers. This must be from before the cancellation. He's got his TikTok linked here. What is this? What is this latest TikTok on his page? What am I looking at here?
Goats here at Underwood Family Farms are called pygmy goats. They're small and relatively gentle, which makes them ideal for petting zoos like this. Farmhand Jose is gonna show me how he feeds them at the start of the day.
This video has 5 likes and 3 comments. Talk about a fall from grace. Jesus Christ. And all 3 of these comments are essentially just making fun of him. He also has the date night cookbook linked on his Facebook here as well. If I remember correctly, this cookbook is one that he co-authored with his ex-wife, and it's so dangerous. It's so threatening, this cookbook. It's like a Catcher in the Rye. They're scared that I'm gonna kill John Lennon after reading this thing, because it literally is not allowing me to look at the cookbook. It's not secure, which honestly is kind of symbolic of the relationship as a whole, because Ned's relationship was also very much not secure. I guess someone's writing and someone's art really is a good reflection on who they are as a person. With all that being said, though, I really want to see what this links to. Like, I don't care about Era 1001. What do? I'm stuck. I really want to see the date night cookbook. This is insane. Okay, look, the date night cookbook, book by Ariel Fulmer, Keanu Moju, and Ned Fulmer. And then you've got a 4.6 out of 5 on Amazon, so Amazon seems to love it. Then 3.4 on Goodreads, so yeah, not as good. And then eBay is a 1 out of 5. Why is it so much worse on eBay than every other website? Oh, it's because there was only 1 review. I just checked it. There was 1 review and the book was dented. The first picture that comes up when you look the book up has Ned's face covered with a cat sticker. Who's this Keanu Moju bloke? Is he like an actual chef? Is he the only one here who's like a real chef? Yeah, she's a recipe developer. So this is essentially just kind of her cookbook, right? He does Kenyan and Nigerian food. Okay, I've obviously not read Ned and Ariel's cookbook, but if I did, would it just be like jollof and West African chicken and like egusi and sort of pepper soup and all that? Because that would seem a little out of place when these two are on the cover. It certainly wouldn't be. I mean, look, I'm here for it, but it's not what I was expecting, I guess. Why would someone who doesn't even know recipe bases, as seen in Without a Recipe, get a book? When making cinnamon buns, he puts eggs into hot milk and was surprised that they cook. It's a great point. We've seen him trying to cook without a recipe when he was in the Try Guys. Like, what kind of reputable chef would buy a cookbook from him? Surely they're just like the cover people for this book, and it was written by the Nigerian/Kenyan lady. Unless Ariel has experience, perhaps. That could be possible, sure. But all I'm saying here is that, like, even when this book came out, there ain't no way Ned had anything to do with it. He's just sort of on the cover so that more people buy it, because he was probably the most famous person at the time. And still is, by the way, I guess, but just for the very much the wrong reasons. I need to see some recipes from this. I'm sorry, I can't move on. I'm disappointed. I've been fucking blue balls here. I was promised datenightcookbook.com. My computer is literally disbarring me from looking at it. So that means there must be something worth seeing in it. But if the government is trying to hide it from me, then surely there's something that needs to be seen. Like, I feel unsafe now that I can't see it. Here we go. Early stages / casual. Third date pizza, Netflix and chili. Oh, okay. It's this guy. It's just like quirky TikTok brain book. Blind date teriyaki salmon, lemon salmon pachata, Ned's chocolate soup. Kiss and make up flourless chocolate cake. That one sounds interesting. What is that? What are the ingredients? Kiss and makeup. The Kiss and Makeup Flourless Chocolate Cake is a recipe featured in the Date Night Cookbook by former Try Guy Ned Fulmer. The recipe is part of a chapter focused on navigating the trying times of a relationship, with the dessert symbolically meant to act as a sweet apology. The flourless chocolate cake falls under the disappointment/conflict phase, using rich chocolate as a decadent canvas to say, I'm sorry. What? I have to see this fucking cake. Where's the cake? Everyone's trying to hide it from me. I found it! Yes, no way I found it. Oh my god, no way this is real. Wait, this was what? 5 years ago? The Netflix and chili. Okay, this looks like, it's just basic, isn't it? It's just, I guess it's just sort of general basic. There's no way they wrote this. There's no way. Again, I don't know, maybe Ariel did? There's no way Ned had anything to do with this. Love at First Steak. That is a shite name. Maybe Ned came up with that one. After seeing his comedy routine, maybe that was the only contribution he made to this book. Oh my god, it's real. The I'm sorry kiss and make up flourless chocolate cake. Mate, Ned missed a golden opportunity when he cheated on his wife. He could have given his wife this cake and then made like a video promoting it and made a TikTok. I cheated on my wife, but it's okay because I have a recipe from my cookbook that I released a few years back and I'm going to show you guys how to cook it right now and fix your loveless marriage. That would have skyrocketed sales. That would have been amazing. Are you kidding me? Serves 2? There's no way this serves 2. You're taking the piss. I know it says with leftovers, but like this is not a 2 serving. I guess maybe if it's a relationship book for date nights and presumably mononormativity is like 2 people, so that's what they mean by it. But yeah, man, I mean, for all the gluten-free lovers in my audience, here's the recipe right here. Have at it. Maybe screenshot this for when you inevitably end up cheating on your partner, because I mean, I know my viewers, you dirty dogs. What is going on here? Every chocolate lover needs to see this. This is the official Ned Fulmer Facebook. This is Ned Fulmer's Facebook. Is this him cooking? This is not Ned Fulmer cooking. I'd recognize those supple hands anywhere. What is going on? What is this what he's come to? He's just like reposting Facebook reels. This is actually pathetic, dude. Oh my god, this is like a 5-minute video of just DIY bullshit. Oh my god. Ned. Surely, he must be embarrassed. Like, there's no way. Saying, actually, is this like a recent video, the Pygmy Goat one? It is, yeah, 10 days ago, 4,000 views. So at least he stopped the view botting. Which country has the best dessert is a video I'm seeing here. Previously, I would have said somewhere like, I don't know, Japan or something, but after that flourless, I'm sorry, kiss and make up cake, I think you have to give the crown to America there. All the Yankees watching this video, I think you owe Ned Fulmer a thank you for making your country worth visiting. Turning a hex nut into couple rings. Ned, I don't think you're gonna find any use for those couple rings anytime soon, mate. Maybe just skip this one. Turning a coin into a FIFA World Cup golden ball. Okay, this is fucking unhinged. Like, I can't, this is genuinely this is the whole Facebook now. 10 ways to open lock with fall from, what is this, man? $181 million lottery winner says he met the love of his life just 2 days after hitting the jackpot. And then he's got some sort of AI summary as a bio or a caption here, and it has 2 likes. This is quite sad, really. It's quite sad that someone who was once doing so well has now just been reduced to this on his official Ned Fulmer Facebook account. Although this must be, like, Facebook just must be, like, a thing that none of the other Try Guys use, because Eugene still follows him on here, which is interesting. What's Eugene posting? What are the other Try Guys up to on Facebook? How to stand with immigrants right now. Who gives a fuck about that shit, man? That's boring. That's nowhere near as important as what Ned Fulmer is doing on his Facebook with these chocolate lover recipes and turning hex rings out of, what, wee plobs of metal, I guess. Eugene, you need to step your game up, man. So he just runs like an AI slop page now. That's Ned Fulmer's grift. He's an AI slop channel. Okay, here's his Facebook here. He's got, a very impressive number of followers, to be fair. Again, that must all be pre-cancellation. Or it could be botted. It could be botted because we know that he's, he loves a bit of botting every now and then. This seems to be the hub for the majority of his interview clips with his Rock Bottom podcast. I wonder how that one's doing. To be fair, this will answer that question.
And then the nanny put her in the bassinet. And then 2 hours later, she runs into my room and she's screaming
Okay, so this here is a video of a woman giving a harrowing story about losing her 3-day-old child, whilst Ned just sort of looks at the camera and makes some faces and doesn't say anything. And there's like a blurb here as the caption as well. My heart breaks for her. I can only imagine the terror and panic she must have felt. Every parent's worst nightmare. Now she's expecting again and full of optimism and hope. I'm praying for her and her baby's health. Listen to the full story on the Rock Bottom podcast.
What you're supposed to do is call 911. So before I even got out of the bed, I called 911 and I'm screaming. I'm like, get here now. My baby's not breathing. And she hands me her and I'm holding her and her arms, she's purple and she's cold. And when I held her neck, she went like this and I'm like, and I thought maybe she's choking. So I flip her on her.
Okay, this is really, 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 really sad. I can't play the rest of this. Jesus Christ. Naz, put a trigger warning, like, before I play this clip, by the way. Because on this Instagram account here, it's like the pygmy videos of him with goats and, like, having fun with sheep and farm animals. And then you scroll one video down. So if you're scrolling in his account, you'll find those, like, cute animal videos. And then it's just this harrowing, terrifying description of a woman describing, like, their 3-month-old passing away. That's really bummed me out now. What's the next one about?
Motivation is only one thing. We used to think that motivation was about carrots.
This is a very different vibe from the video that we were just looking at. I wonder if Ned actually says anything in this one.
Turns out motivation is actually really about pain management. That everything you do is about the desire to escape discomfort. Even wanting to feel good. Right? Think about it. Lusting, hunger, desire, craving. Even the desire to feel good is itself psychologically destabilizing. So that means that everything we're talking about here, time management is pain management, weight management is pain management, money management is pain management. So if we can manage our pain, if we can manage our discomfort, we can do anything, right? We unlock our potential to persevere long enough to achieve what we want.
He doesn't say, he just goes, a couple times. Why learning to live in discomfort is the ultimate superpower. What? Okay, this is so insane. Motivation will only get you so far. Today, I'm sharing why the real secret to achieving your biggest goals isn't about staying inspired, but learning to navigate challenges and step into the unfamiliar. What do you mean I'm sharing? You're not sharing shit. You've done fuck all. You've just sort of sat there whilst this bloke, who may or may not know anything about this topic, is giving his insight, I guess. This guy has a Yale degree. Surely you have a degree to fall back on. Go use your degree, man. Do some music stuff instead of using some weird Sigma grind set music in the background of this video. I can't believe that I'm sharing why the real secret. You're not sharing shit. You're doing nothing. You've said nothing. I had a friend who did that in Vietnam. I was 3 pals in Vietnam, and we were at like a hot pot place, and he dropped the fucking ladle into the soup. The whole ladle inside of the soup. We can't get it out because the soup's boiling hot. And he calls the waiter over, and he goes, "Oh, sorry, ma'am. We dropped the ladle." It's like, what do you mean we dropped? It was your dumbass dropped the fucking ladle in the soup. But don't pin this on us. Bastard. Ned Fulmer's totally that friend. It was Ned Fulmer. I'm friends with Ned Fulmer. It was him.
From your co-parent, your ex, because that's obviously what's healthy and safe for you, and that's what works for you internally, and that's fine, that's okay. But I think the most important thing I can say about that is you still need to do the active work and have that positive mindset of, I'll at least put the window down. I can at least try and wave and smile and make it seem like things are normal enough for my child. And most parents, they do find that difficult. I'd say the majority of my clients can't even do that. They have really difficult changeovers where, I've got parents who one has to stay at the top of the driveway and makes their child walk down the driveway to knock on the door. I think that's horrible. For a child, it's that pressure on mum and dad can't be near each other. I'm the adult here as a kid who needs to make sure that they're keeping a distance from one another, and that's really sad. And I understand where there is family, domestic violence, there are reasons for that, definitely. But we've got to try and find different options to normalize it for a child.
He says nothing in that one either! Is he ever going to say anything in any of these clips? Like, surely you have some input here. I guess we need to watch the actual episodes. Maybe that's why they're doing it, to be fair, to like entice us to look at the rock bottom episodes. Which we'll have a look at that podcast in just a second.
So embarrassed to tell me the fact that they have debt. Oh.
It's the music, man. Why having debt does not make you a failure! The 2 comments are just taking the piss out of him for being fucking irrelevant, by the way. It says there are 4 comments, but I'm only seeing 2. Does that mean, like, he's deleted some? That doesn't really make much sense, though, because I feel like he would have deleted these ones, if anything.
What are you embarrassed about? Like, 50% of people nearly have credit card debt. What do you possibly have to be embarrassed about? If you go into a room of 100 people half of them are in the same position as you. You're not worse than anybody. You're not better than anybody. These certain financial decisions that you have made.
Why is there scary music behind this clip? There's nothing like sinister about it. Maybe it's going somewhere that I don't realize, but I'm not going to stick around for long enough to find out, so we're moving on.
Of fraudulent.
Oh my god, he's actually saying things now.
That isn't even your fault. And it strikes me as a really selfless choice that you made to not put additional legal burdens on your mother, but to attempt to help her to pay these debts. How did you navigate that?
I appreciate that. I think it was generous.
Oh my god, look at the comments. Dude, this video has 23 likes and like half the comments have ratioed it. Nightmare blunt rotation. Why would you say that when we don't know who this girl is? She seems like a perfectly respectable woman. You made your choice, live with it. There are consequences. Is that in reference to Ned or like the interview itself? Do we actually need to listen to this one?
Protective in some kind of way too. I mean, I wanted to maintain a relationship with my mom and her family.
You know what? I don't care. These are the most lifeless interviews I've ever seen in my life. Throwing everything at the wall and hoping it sticks. That's absolutely what's going on here. But none of it is sticking, unfortunately. Indeed, you are a chud. And this video, that comment there has like 5 times the amount of likes as like the actual video itself. Okay, let's look at one more interview because these are fantastic. Why does he do so many couples-based interviews, man? Long-term couples, is your spark gone?
So the number one thing we hear is we can't keep the spark alive. Like sex just, it feels so complicated. It feels like our sex drives are very mismatched. Like we're not on the same page. And I think most people, especially these days, are just feeling exhausted and overwhelmed. We have so much stuff on our plate that sex just feels like something that we just don't have the time or the energy for. And yet, we still feel this tension within our relationships, and yeah, another one of our rock bottoms, as a couple is that we went through the same path that I think the majority of couples go through.
Whoa, do you know what? This is the most interesting part of everything we've seen so far is this mystery man on the right over here. We can see someone's shoulder. I wonder who it is.
We talk about it. When we met, we had this super hot and heavy.
I don't care! Why is it cut to Ned like he's gonna say anything interesting? It's cut to Ned's face. Why? What's Ned gonna do here? Is he gonna do a funny face? Like, why? What's the reason for this? Let's see.
Mystery, like things just, we're so fun, so exciting. I think we both.
That did not warrant a cut to Ned's face. He licked his lips. He licked his lips when she started talking about them meeting, like them getting together. And then he nodded in agreement, I guess, to whatever she was saying.
It is like, this is the sign from the universe that we found our person. Like we're clicking so well. And then as if, it was as if someone just, flipped a switch. All of a sudden it's a year and a half, 2 years into our relationship.
Yeah, life catches up.
Life caught up. And I have this very distinct memory of sitting in our living room. We had moved in together at that point. I'm on one couch. Xander's on the other couch on the other end of the room. We're eating takeout straight from the containers. We're in like gross pajamas. We're watching some Bravo reality show.
Where else would you eat the takeout from? Like, is eating takeout straight from the containers particularly gross to do? Do you want to like put it on a plate first? I guess like that's fine putting it on a plate first, but it's not like particularly damaging or strange to eat it from the containers. I hear what she's saying, I guess, but like, fuck me, these are dull, aren't they? I guess to be fair, like, no, why would anyone interesting want to go on Ned Fulmer's podcast?
Only forced Xander to watch. And I remember having the thought, I don't remember the last time we had sex. And at first it was just like a logistical thought, like, when was the last time? And then the emotion of it hit me. When was the last time we had sex? And have I even really been missing it all that much? It was just...
Oh my god, these are so boring! Ned, man, what are you doing? How is this going to convince anyone to watch your podcast? This is the moment that he used to like, advertise this episode. This is the stinger that he's like, this right here. Everyone go watch this episode. Look what we have in store for you.
Wave crashing over me in that moment of what the hell happened to this couple who was so madly in love with each other. So
I'm done. I can't be bothered. This is just some like, I guess this is some couples therapist person who is hoping that if she goes on Ned Fulmer's podcast, then she can, like, get some business out of it. I'm sorry, but if you're on Ned Fulmer's podcast and you're hoping to, like, mend your relationship and you're looking to get advice from Ned Fulmer and, like, the guests on his cast, it's over. There's no fixing that relationship, unfortunately. Unless maybe she was just on the podcast to market herself to Ned Fulmer himself. That would actually make sense. Although I'm not sure Ned has the finances for therapy right now, unfortunately. Couples therapy must be so easy now, though, because if there's ever an argument in a relationship, all you need to do is give them a copy of Ned Fulmer and Ariel's cookbook and point them towards the kiss and make up flourless chocolate cake. What is going on? Wait, he was at VidCon! This was recent, wasn't it? I know people who went VidCon. I didn't hear about Ned Fulmer going there. This one has like a fair amount of likes as well. I'll be speaking at VidCon this year on the industry tack. I'll be sharing fuck-ups, fixes, and lessons learned after a decade in the space. Come say hi. Wonder how many people said hi. I hope no one shows up. Oh my god. Why on earth is this post suggested for me, Instagram? What could I have possibly done on this app to insinuate I would want to see this? He's the CEO of Fulmer Media. Yeah, he's made his own. Obviously, you're the CEO. You made your own company here and is doing fuck all. That's like me calling myself the CEO of Dankyjabo Limited. Who is going to be helped by this? Who's going to be at this fucking Ned Fulmer thing? Who's going to be? It's already happened. Doing what you are doing every day cannot feel. This person's come in with like some psychoanalysis and cannot be good for your health/mental state. It is clear you are deeply unhappy and disturbed by what you chose. Allow yourself to disappear and encounter silence and space from these platforms. That is the only way to heal and grow. In the kindest way possible, no one is buying what you are selling. There is nothing funny about your decision. I think it is a little bit funny, to be fair. I'm not even sure that he's not enjoying it. Like, he does seem like a bit of a... He does seem like a bit of a, like, a masochist. There must be something in him that enjoys being just sort of lambasted by people. At the very least, he's sort of neutral to it, or it doesn't faze him at all, because how on earth... Like, there is some level of, like, mental strength there to continue in the way that he is, if that makes sense. Why couldn't I get invited to VidCon? I would have loved to take Ned Fulmer's spot. I could have been on the stage with him, perhaps. I would have taken that. I don't get my own whole panel. I'm not that important, but I could have, co-paneled with Ned Fulmer. That could have been rad. There's a lot of negativity here, so I just want to say I think this is very brave of you. It can't be easy to put yourself out there and subject yourself to what basically amount to consequences of actions you made. I hope the people you encounter are kind and understand that humans will human, whether we like it or not. Good luck, Ned. What is going on there? What kind of comment is that? Brave? I don't know if brave is the right word. Getting ratioed again on this post. I'm so glad that every breath you take makes Ariel look even more angelic than she already is, LMAO. Well, to be fair, we've not seen him speak yet. Maybe he's gonna lay the golden pipes, give some wisdom to us all. He says he's gonna be detailing his fuck-ups. I wonder what fuck-ups he's gonna detail. I wonder which ones. It's just so hard to tell. Do you reckon it'll be the same one that he's been talking about for the past, 3 years? Ned Fulmer takes center stage at VidCon to talk learning from mistakes. Again, I'm just so curious what mistakes he's gonna be talking about. When I heard I was invited to be on a panel for fuck-ups, I was like, oh my god, I'm perfect. See, this is just crazy now. Like, how many times is this gonna happen in his life? Like, when will he stop? Will he ever stop? I feel as though Ned Fulmer's gonna be around longer than the Try Guys at this point. Imagine just waking up every day, you're Ned Fulmer. Those are the words that left Ned Fulmer's mouth as he spoke on his panel at Fuck-Ups, Fixes, and Lessons Learned at VidCon on June 25th. He was quoting a comment that came across his feed in the aftermath of his 2022 cheating scandal that resulted in his exit from the Try Guys. Fulmer, who wasn't originally on the lineup for the panel, announced via Instagram on June 23rd he'd be speaking on his mistakes at VidCon. And VidCon was on the 25th of June, so he was only announced 2 days before the actual panel. He must have been a last-minute addition then. Maybe someone got ill or cancelled last second, and Ned Fulmer was like the only person that they could have had there as a replacement, if that makes sense. Maybe that's me being harsh, but that kind of seems like possibly what could have happened here. When I heard I was invited to be on a panel for fuck-ups, I was like, oh my god, I'm perfect. Fulmer shared to laughs from the audience. Ain't no way there was an audience. No chance. For the first 20 minutes of the 50-minute panel, Fulmer spoke about his story one-on-one with Phil Ranter, CEO and co-founder of Stealth Talent. He shared the story that changed his life and the Try Guys forever, and was met with a loud gasp from the audience. When did they gasp? For the whole 20, was it like a big 20-minute for like 20 minutes straight? The tone of the conversation, while not exactly tense, was decidedly different from the last year's panel of the same name, which featured 3 content creators talking about the business errors they made. Despite his mistake being based in his personal life, Fulmer did talk about how the personal and business can be so intertwined in a creator's line of work, pointing to his reputation as a wife guy. He's still the wife guy, by the way. It's so funny. It's just he's the ex-wife guy now, I guess. It It increasingly became a role that I was playing that was more and more diverging from my sense of self. Well, yeah, because you didn't fucking love your wife anymore. Fulmer said, speaking in relation to how emphasizing that persona on screen can be particularly lucrative and brand-friendly. Ned Fulmer on his controversial comeback. Ranter and Fulmer also discussed Fulmer's rebrand with his podcast Rock Bottom on the first episode of the show. Fulmer interviews his ex-wife. Oh, I remember this video. What a legendary video this was. It wasn't even a year ago. I forget. He's not even been around for that long. He's not even been back for too long. Whilst we're on his channel, let's have a look at the videos that he's been putting out recently. My Rock Bottom 2 months ago, and it's the thumbnail is him cheating on Ariel. What the fuck? How can you get to this point in your life? This video is 50 minutes long. Is it just him talking about him cheating on his wife for like the 100th fucking time for 50 minutes? Oh my god, it's watermarked. Why is it watermarked? He's watermarked it. He's fucking copyrighted the image of him cheating as though anyone's gonna try stealing it and taking credit for it or something? What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? This is mind-boggling.
Hello and welcome back to the Rock Bottom Podcast. I'm Ned Fulmer. Today, I have an episode that's a little bit different.
Is it different? You always talk about your cheating story. It's all you've been talking about for the last 1,000 fucking... It's millennia, it feels like, at this point. It's all you'll be talking about until the day you die. And you'll probably schedule upload a couple videos after death, like post-mortem for this as well. How is this any different from what you've been doing for the last 10 bastard months?
Very special. I was a guest on Marnie Breaker's Helping Couples Heal podcast. Marnie is a couples therapist who has a podcast that helps couples who are recovering from infidelity move forward, and she also happens to be our couples therapist. She wanted me to join the show to help her audience.
You sound really excited and enthusiastic about your podcast, mate. So, in this episode, we have something really exciting for you all. I actually have my therapist on this episode, and we're going to talk about this really interesting story, unique story even, that I don't think I've ever mentioned to you guys before. So if you guys didn't know, I cheated on my wife at one point. Yeah, it was pretty big news, actually. It's like, God, could you even try to act more bored here? This is your podcast, dude. Sound a little, give it some huzzah.
And so this is essentially my rock bottom.
You've told your story like 50 fucking times at this point, dude. This is not unique or special or bold or intuitive. You've done this so many times at this point.
It's an audio-only podcast, so that's the format it's being presented in.
Well, I hope the audio isn't this shit the entire time. Fuck me.
So I invite you to sit back and give it a listen. Hopefully it helps you with anything that you might be going through. Thanks, and see you next week.
Hopefully it helps you with anything you might be going through. What does that even mean, man? Yeah, I'll show this to my auntie, mate. She's riddled with leukemia a little bit. I think this will really help her out. What is going on right now?
Welcome to the Helping Couples Heal podcast, a place for healing and hope for couples impacted by betrayal resulting from infidelity and or sex addiction.
Do we watch this? We're not going to watch the entire thing. No way. Let me skip ahead a little bit.
I know I've had couples on before, and I know that's very, very helpful. But being able to have a man come on and share his journey through discovery, addiction, healing, all of that would be super helpful to others. And so, Ned, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Marnie. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So why don't we talk about why would people know you? Where would people know you from?
First of all, I'm honored to be here. It's a little strange because I both have listened to so many of your podcasts, as well as you are our couples therapist. So there's a bunch of contexts colliding here. And I imagine that some of your audience may not have any idea who I am, but a little background on me. I'm a YouTuber and a producer. For the last decade, I've made...
I don't care. He's fucking dull. He's so boring. Marnie Brecker. Let's have a look at this therapist. When you look her up, this fucking podcast episode is one of the first, fuck, what's happened to my brain? One of the first things that comes up. I sound so dumb saying it like that. There must be a word there that I'm missing. I think I fucked up a second time, Fulmer joked. He went on to discuss that he knew launching a podcast with Ariel would garner a lot of eyeballs and a lot of controversy, controversy from folks online. It was sort of the point, but I think also maybe it wasn't the right strategy. The episode has 1.4 million views on YouTube, eclipsing the 56,000 views of the second most popular video on the podcast channel. The show is under the umbrella of the media company Fulmer Media, of which Fulmer is the CEO. Obviously, Fulmer is the CEO of Fulmer Media. Like, what are we doing here? When Ranter asked about how Fulmer conceptualized his rebrand, Fulmer answered that he didn't know, but that his guiding force has been putting his internal point of view and public performance in stronger alignment than it was during his wife guy days. What is that fucking set? That is the most pretentious pile of bollocks I've ever heard in my life. He's still the wife guy. That is such bullshit. That video there was like the first video on his channel in the last however many months that hit 20k views, and it's him talking about his wife once again. People only care when he talks about Ariel. If you don't have the resilience to say that I'm making this because I like it, or I'm working on this project because I think it's an important point of view, and I hope it can affect people, change the world in the way that I want to change the world, you're toast, Fulmer said. Panelists praised Fulmer's vulnerability. For the last 30 minutes of the panel, the remaining 3 panelists and moderator, VidCon CEO Jim Louderback, joined Fulmer and Ranter on stage to talk their mistakes. Damn, what a lovely story. Oh wait, it's not done. I thought it was done, but it's not. While the remainder of the panel's mistakes focused on their business decisions or interpersonal business relationships that presented challenges, Fulmer always circled it back repeatedly to the personal nature of his situation. When Louderback asked panelists to reflect on any early warning signs of their mistakes, Ned said, obviously when you are kind of starting a love affair, it starts kind of slowly and then builds and builds in ways you aren't ignoring, which earned some scattered laughter before continuing. But that is easy to imagine and not relevant for the industry panel. What a banger of a quote. Yeah, this is all, but it's not that relevant at all. And that's the only quote they could pick out from your speech. The truth is, the early warning sign of your mistake is when you stopped loving Ariel. Because when you love someone in a monogamous relationship, you don't cheat on them. Especially with the ease that Ned Fulmer and the habituality that Ned Fulmer was cheating on her with. That is a level of selfishness that you just don't possess if you truly love someone. I've said this before, being selfish is the #1 indicator that you don't actually love someone the way that you think you do. One of the hard but incredibly necessary parts of being in a monogamous, healthy relationship is not doing what you want all of the time. Because you should love your partner enough to, I don't know, move past your weird urges to fuck every girl you want to, essentially. Like, even if you are this sex-addicted, sex-pest, sort of non-monogamous individual who just wants to have sex with everyone, if you're in a monogamous relationship and you truly love someone, you'll look past it. If you're in a monogamous relationship and you really love them, you will love them enough to not do that. And the second you start cheating on them the way that you did, especially, Ned, that means your selfish desires have now overpowered the whatever love you may still have for your wife. As it pertains to the content he makes today, Fulmer said he accepts if people don't want to watch his content anymore, especially in a competitive entertainment landscape. Why would someone choose me when I make them feel uncomfortable and they have to confront these messy, complex ideas of rehabilitation or reinvention or redemption? That's not why people don't watch you, by the way. People don't watch you because your content fucking stinks, bro. Maybe they don't want to do that, he said. Maybe they just want to view someone that makes them feel happy because they had a long day. Yeah, someone like me. Invite me to VidCon, man. Why was Ned Fulmer there? Ridiculous. Wait, there's actual clips of him talking.
Man, imagine just waking up every day and you're Ned Fulmer. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine that. What do you think that's like, huh?
So funny that the only laugh he got from the audience, I can't believe there's actually an audience there, by the way, but the only laugh he got was a joke that he stole from a hate comment. We saw his stand-up video, to be fair. He is fucking shite. We covered that stand-up video on my second channel, Shepherd Boy, by the way, that you should all go subscribe to.
You're the only one in the world that can genuinely say, the other day someone like made some post dunking on me and they're like, this is only for Ned Fulmer. If you're not Ned Fulmer, stop scrolling. And it showed up on my TikTok. And I was like, oh, hey, that's me. And then he's like, you're not funny. And I was like, okay, all right. We're done with social media for the day.
That was like sponsored content for the FYP. Like they said it was that. Like,
yeah, algorithms are good.
I love that.
What's the black screen for? That's really ominous, that. I'm quite scared now. Why is the screen just black? Does it not restart like TikTok does? Oh my god. This is really scary. This reminds me, I was in the cinema once, so I was watching the Batman movie. The new one, and for the first like 20 like it was black and they started talking and like there's music and audio and we're like, oh, this is like really dramatic and building and this is like really bold cinematic decision, like we were having a great time. But then they kept talking and it was still black, and after about 10 minutes we were like, something's going on here, and we looked back and like the projector is facing the complete wrong fucking direction. It was like facing the corner of the cinema, so there was like one little flash of light when you look really closely, and they had to restart the whole film. It was horrible. But I'm being reminded of that right now. Oh my god, bro, these comments are all so mean. They're all so horrible. There's one good comment. Forgiveness doesn't exist anymore, and I'm sorry for that. I see you, Ned. I mean this with most respect I can give, Ned. I think you should move on from the video/celebrity life. I don't think you're gonna find your way making a comeback. Yeah, definitely for the time being at least. Like, you need to leave and just do your own thing, man. Away from social media. Like, it's just not gonna work. I feel, is he just putting video for a hobby? Maybe it's like fine if you enjoy it, but like if you want to make a career out of it, I just don't. Unless the Facebook videos are making, I just don't see how he'd be making any like a significant or efficient enough amount of money on social media alone. He must have like other ventures that he's doing here, or maybe he just made so much money like from the Try Guys that he's just living off of that still. I think that's pretty much it, to be fair, in terms of like recent Ned Fulmer stuff. He just continues to keep embarrassing himself, and it is, like I said in the start of this video, it is one of the most bewildering things I've seen on the internet from someone who genuinely was such a famous and well-liked and also successful individual. Yeah, really interesting stuff. I guess I'll see you all in a few months when he returns with his next big stunt where he just embarrasses himself more. For now, however, hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye! Spiced it up a little there at the end. I hope you like that.